Welcome to Deadly Dames. It feels like forever since I've actually said that because it has been. I kind of had to stop making videos until I sorted out quite a lot that was going on with myself and things. A lot of those things are still going on, but I was recently asked if I could show my VHS collection. I've always loved VHS. It's the format I grew up watching. But like many people, when DVD came out and you were upgrading things, I gave away a lot of mine. Luckily, I kept some, and my sister also had a lot of the ones that I gave away. So she gave me them back, I think, last year, the year before. And then recently, my dad, who I'd given some of my I'd actually given a lot of my VHS to, phoned me and sort of said he's got too much stuff. Do I want to take some of these back? And I was able to get some of mine plus some of his. He hasn't done a full clear out yet, so fingers crossed he stumbles across more, should have more, and then I'd be able to add some more to my collection. Now, for this video, I don't want to do the sell-throughs because the video would be a million miles long. I'm only going to do big box, which, looking at the amount I have, I probably should have started with sell-throughs, but so I'm going to tidy them up as I go. So slide that over because I've got quite a lot of them. Just ignore me whilst I take some sell-throughs out the way. So a sell-through is basically the small box ones which have been designed to be sold from shops. They generally aren't as good a quality as the big box X rental because they were designed to be played over and over and over again because people are renting them, and that's the reason why there's a difference between those two. When I go through this, I've got a copy of Nightbreed, which is big box, and I've also got a copy of the sell-through, and there's like 9 minutes of a difference in them, and that's a big difference with the two different types as well, because you often find that big box actually usually has more of the film on it as well. But yeah, enough of me chatting, I'm going to show you what I have. So the first shelf I have is Wacky Weekend. I love the artwork on a lot of these. I'll show you them as I go along. Not all of them, obviously. The Invincible Pole Fighters, Witch House, Deathstalker. Look at that. Arachnophobia, which I found in, when you go into Tesco's and they've got that section where you can give a donation and take a book. Well, Arachnophobia was there, so I gave a donation and took a VHS. Pit and the Pendulum, In the Mouth of Madness, Cyborg, I recommend it if you're any sort of futuristic fan, but it's a Van Damme movie, it's a good film. Brain Dead. Teen Witch was a movie which I watched religiously as a child, and I still watch religiously as an adult, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I recently picked up the Blu-ray and it's getting as worn as this VHS was. 13 Ghosts. That's one that I got back from my dad, and he hasn't come across like the other ones of this era, like Scream, Urban Legends. I'd love to get the Scream one back because I always regretted giving it away because I love the face on the front of it, like Drew Barrymore's face. Yeah, I'd love that one back. THX 1138. When I was a kid, I had quite a lot of cartoon videos. There's another one which you'll see as we go through, but Fantastic Four was one of them. My Best Friend's a Vampire. Pump Up the Volume, which is a Christian Slater movie which I really think deserves more love, but we've not had a release here yet. Throw Mama Off a Train, which is a recent one I got from a charity shop. Eric the Viking. Tommy Knockers, 1980s. The Blob, which is fantastic. Invaders from Mars. More good artwork right there. Dark Crystal, can't wait for the Netflix series. Thing Called Love, Can't Buy Me Love. It's a cheesy Patrick Dempsey 80s film, but I love it. Phantom of the Opera. And then we've got Birds of Prey. Got this in the charity shop quite a while ago now, but again, love the artwork on them. Darkman 1 and 2. I'm probably going to say the title of this one, Jim Kata. Techno Sapiens. Survival Game. Return of the Living Dead 3. I do have 1 and 2, but they're not on big box. Time Guardian and Apex. And now this will allow me to tidy as I go through. So, Legend. Deadly Friend. Actually, I'm putting them in the wrong place. Put them down here. And then Dance Party. I had a copy of this taped off the TV. Hope you can see for the... Actually, what might be better is for me to... Oops. Can't get the tripod to be a tripod. It's got one leg smaller than the others. There. Now, Dance Party was one I copied off the TV when I was a kid, and it never ever had the ending, so I kind of made up what I thought it was, and then when I finally got to see it, it was nothing like that. Anatomy 2, almost sold them, but they didn't sell, so I'm kind of glad I still have them. The Pope of Greenwich Village. This is a terrible copy of Elvira. As you can see, someone has taken like the American cardboard box and stuck it to this. But it's got the film there, so I just hang on to it. Brain Dead. And sorry, I'm tidying as I go here. Not Quite Human 2. This is actually a Disney movie, and to my knowledge, they have never released it on DVD or Blu-ray, and it's one of those ones that's in Disney vaults and there doesn't seem to be any sort of existence of it now. I don't have part 1. I'd like to have part 1, but I don't have it. Alright, so this shelf actually doubles up because there's not enough room. I'll show you along the top here. I have Class of 1999 and Wax Mask. And then we'll do here. So, Silent Thunder. This movie should have more love, but it doesn't. I would love to be a Blu-ray of that one. Warlock Armageddon, which is completely spelt wrong on the side there. I wrote it when I was a kid, come on. It's actually got the real movie inside it. Warlock 3, which is absolute crap, and but it's there. The Running Man, War of the Roses, I don't remember this one. Round Trip to Heaven. Picked up at charity shop. Naked Lunch, Teen Agent, Crash and Burn, The Great Land of the Small, which you can't get anywhere really. See, when I was a kid I enjoyed it, but see watching it now I'm like, I don't know what's happening in this movie. Sideshow, Life Pod, Twice Dead, Adventures of Barry Munchausen, and Cannonball Fever. I nearly said Cannonball Run, but it's a different movie. I'm just going to put... Oh, I don't know if I said it, I've got part 2 to Class of 1999. Right, so there's 2 rows in this bottom one. It's the only way I can get everything in. So, popcorn. I love popcorn. I have picked up the Blu-ray of it from Synapse. I didn't bother getting the 88 one because I don't need to. Look at the restraint that I have these days. Rawhead Rex. I do have Arrows release of that as well, but I love that VHS. Waxworks, again, I do have a Blu-ray of that one, but got to keep that. Waxworks 2, Lost in Time. Look at the artwork on that. And then we've got my Friday the 13th. Now, I don't actually have a lot of Friday the 13th, but I'm happy with the ones I have. So, part 3. I'm just putting these back in any order. So, final chapter. A New Beginning, and Jason Lives. Fright Night Part 2, which is one of the best artworks in my opinion, like the best covers. I think it's fantastic. Nightbreed. Graveyard Disturbance. We recently watched this with me and Claire. She enjoyed it. People Under the Stairs. And wait till you see this thing. I picked this up at a charity shop. I have no idea what it is. I've never heard of it before. I don't think it's got a DVD or Blu-ray release. It certainly doesn't look like the type of movie that would. It's called A Night at the Magic Castle. And what drew me to it was this cover. Look at it. But yeah, it looks mad. Okay, now these are my pre-certs. So these weren't certified. And a couple of them have got stickers on them, like Dark Knight the Scarecrow's got a sticker on there, but it's actually not, it is pre-certification. It's just that when they had brought in that they had to be certified, a lot of companies actually stuck these stickers to them to say that's what it was. This was actually very mouldy, this tape, but I was able to save it. And get it open. Ooh! Drop cheese. No more mould, which I'm really proud of. Don't want a tape like that going to waste. Monster. Bloody Birthday. Superstition. The Other Hell, which I'll be finishing when I finish this video. The Nesting. Coma. And Hot Potato, which looks absolutely mental. And I seem to have put less back on this shelf than came off, so hold on, I find where I went wrong. It's all messed up. I'm just going to put wax mask down there. This is when you realise that you can't fit everything, it just came off. Just put the wire up there. I should have paused. Right, so what's missing? I'll just put Ice Pirates, which I recently got back from my dad. I love that movie. If you haven't seen Ice Pirates, I recommend it to you. You can get a Blu-ray of it from, I think it means it's from Spain or Italy. And then The Revenge of Pumpkinhead. I wish I had Pumpkinhead 1, but I don't. Okay. Thor the Conqueror. And again, these are the sorts of artworks I absolutely love. I think with VHS, because you didn't really hear, like there was no social media for folk to recommend stuff, it was really the covers they relied on, people looking at the covers and being like, oh, I watched that movie. Another Elvira with the actual original cover. And Daydreamer. I recently got this from my dad. I have no idea what it's like. It just looked interesting, so that's the reason why I got it. Excuse me, I'll put Freddy's glove back. And little Keys of the Finger Freddy. And Freddy 1. It's like a little Freddy corner. Okay, so the rest of the ones I'm going to show you are actually off another shelf, but I can show you them just here. Evil Dead 2, and I know I've told the story of this one where I walked into a charity shop and only 75p. This was advertised at £1, and when I opened it up, it actually had Halloween inside it, and it's a sell-through Halloween. But I kept saying for years, I managed to haggle with the charity shop to sell me it for 75p because I had the wrong movie inside, but I absolutely love the artwork to that, so I wanted that anyway. And I've said for years that one day I'm going to walk into a shop and find Evil Dead 2 inside a Halloween case, but it hasn't happened yet. I can only keep hoping. Army of Darkness. Stephen King's April Things, which rhymes every time you say it. This is one I really recently picked up called The Hollywood Detective. I've actually no idea what it's about, other than what's on the back, but it did sound interesting. Exterminator 2. Young Einstein. I loved this film when I was younger. Watching it now, you're like, oh my, that's cheesy, but I loved it when I was a kid. Here's the other cartoon one I was telling you about, Captain America. Reanimator 2. Maniac Cop 2. Street Soldiers. That was one of the ones from the job lot that I got. A movie that should have a Blu-ray but doesn't. Ticks. I know it's got one in America but not here in the UK. Another one that should have a Blu-ray in the UK is Cameron's Closet. Oh, I love the artwork to this film. Vamp. It's probably one of my favourite vampire movies after Near Dark. I love Vamp. Here's another film which should have a Blu-ray but it doesn't. You can get a DVD of it but it's extremely hard to find now and people charge far too much money for it. And that's The Brain. The DVD is not even that good but they charge a fortune for it. I mean quality good. Now I have two of these. Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Now the thing about Nightmare on Elm Street 5 is that I would have thought when the Blu-ray came out at least that it would show you completely uncut, because the DVD doesn't. And the Blu-ray is the exact same. It's not completely uncut. The only way that you'll see the extra footage for this film is on VHS. Now it's not much extra footage, but it's the scene where what's her name? Glenda? The girl that he feeds and her face like puffs up. It's that scene. Like there's more to it than there is in the Blu-ray and the DVD, but yeah, there's more to it on this. You can see more. Freddy's Dead, property of Global Video. I don't have the 3D glasses, but I know you can order them online. Upworld, another movie that has no love here in the UK. No one's actually given this film a DVD or a Blu-ray, but it's a good film. Quicksilver Highway, which is an anthology movie. No love for this film either. It should have some sort of release here, but it doesn't. 1993's Night of the Living Dead. I actually don't have any other copies of this, like no Blu-rays, no DVDs. This is the only one I have. The Boy Who Could Fly. I grew up watching this movie. I like it. It's cheesy now, but I still enjoy it for some reason. I think it's maybe just that's the film that I loved as a kid. Not as much as Teen Witch. Oh, another Reanimator 2. Need a Reanimator 1. Mortuary Academy. This is one I recently picked up from a charity shop. It just looks funny. I wanted to give it a go but I haven't had a chance yet. It's one of these 80s, like cheesy 80s movies where there's never been like another release of it. The Power. Nazis. I got this off my dad. I have not a clue what it's about apart from Satan, because that's what it says on it, and it just looks good. Outrageous Fortunes. This is one of the ones that I bought from a charity shop, but the mould on it was awful, but I've been able to clean the mould off so it's now watchable. Poltergeist 3. I don't have two. I do have a sell-through of one. The Church. I always loved this cover because it's just like a big blob of people's bodies. Daryl Gently Sleepless. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Again, I don't have a Blu-ray of this anymore, but I was happy just to have a VHS. And then last but not least, because I love this movie growing up, watching it now you're like, okay, that's cheesy, but it's still one of those movies that I just really love. It does not have a Blu-ray here in the UK. It doesn't have a DVD in the UK. You can get it from other places, but that's The Lamp with the lenticular cover. I know you can get two other ones, which I think is Island Earth, or Earth Island, and The Uninvited. I would love to get my hands on either of them, just so I can have the complete set, but I'm happy to have The Lamp. Yeah, and that is all of my big box VHS. Oh, that was hard to get through. So the next video I will do the sell-throughs that I have. I know a lot of people have a big problem with sell-throughs, but I like the ones that I have. I'm just happy I have VHS. It is worthwhile if you can to get the X-Rental, because X-Rental tape was designed to be watched over and over again because people were renting it out. Whereas, so the quality is better, whereas the sell-throughs were sort of sold for shops. They weren't designed tape-wise to be watched as many times as an X-Rental. But I am happy with the sell-throughs that I have. as I said, it's been a very long time since I did a video. I really just needed some me time to sort some stuff out, and when I do another video I'll actually show you what the room looks like now, because I've got rid of a lot of figures, a lot of movies, a lot of everything, and I feel a million times better for doing it. I'm still sorting stuff out, but I thought since I was asked to show my VHS collection that I would do this video, and hopefully you like it. I am on a bit of a VHS resurgence, I think, because my dad gave me quite a lot of quality VHS back, and fingers crossed when he does more of a tidy up I can go and have some more. But until then, this is the ones that I have, and just turn around, and I hope to do more videos going forward, but because so much is still going on, I can't promise like they'll be regular or what they'll actually be about. I will, as I said, do a sell-through video because I want to finish the VHS one, and hopefully once things settle down I'll be back and doing videos more regular, but I think they'll be different from what I did before. It'll be more me looking at movies that I absolutely love and talking about them. I'm not really sure, but as always, thank you for watching, and thanks for being so patient for me to do another video, and take care.